Is this real? That's the real Team Penske account. Yeah, okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Team Penske, on the IndyCar side of things at least, has cleaned house. They have chopped heads off. All right. Obviously, here we talk about NASCAR more than anything, so this is going to eventually turn into a NASCAR-focused video. But in case you're behind, just in case, and I don't know everything about IndyCar. I'm a very casual IndyCar fan, IndyCar watcher, so if I'm missing details, please correct me in the comments, but I'm going to try to give a quick summary. 2 years ago? Maybe it was last year. Last year or 2 years ago. Big scandal in IndyCar. You got to remember, Roger Penske owns the IndyCar Series and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and he owns an IndyCar team, Team Penske. Well, there was this scandal that had to do with the push-to-pass system. I think it's essentially you're allowed a power boost in a sense, and that's probably not the right terminology, but you're allotted a certain amount of time that you're allowed to use this power boost per race, and Team Penske was going over the limit for a race, and it was a massive scandal. It was a cheating scandal in a sense, and there was a massive penalty handed out to the Team Penske team, and of course, conspiracy theories were flying. Here we are in 2025. Team Penske is in hot water again because a part of their car had been modified, or two of their cars actually had been modified, and that part was not allowed to be modified. And it happened to be the Indianapolis 500, the biggest race for IndyCar and one of the biggest races in the world. So now we have another massive scandal regarding Team Penske in IndyCar within just a couple of years of each other. Well, Roger Penske has made decisions, and he has chopped some big heads off. Just minutes ago, Team Penske announced today the departures of IndyCar team president Tim Cindric, IndyCar managing director Ron Ruzewski, and IndyCar general manager Kyle Moyer from the organization. Team Penske will have further announcements this week related to personnel and replacements for this weekend's Indianapolis 500. And then the Roger Penske quote hits, and oh my goodness. Nothing is more important than the integrity of our sport and our race teams. We have had organizational failures during the last 2 years, and we had to make necessary changes. I apologize to our fans, our partners, and our organization for letting them down. God. Jeez, man. Yeah. In terms of the IndyCar side of things, yeah, they just literally just cleaned house, basically. And the biggest deal is that these three guys have been at Team Penske a while. I think one of them's been there for like 10 or so years. Tim Cindric has been there since 1999. 26 years. He's been there since the last century, technically. And then one of the other guys, I think it was Ron. I think Ron has been there for about 30 years as well. So two longtime Penske employees, high-ranking Penske employees. This is mind-blowing. And the biggest part of it, Tim Cindric, we're going to focus mostly on him. Wow, just wow. But Tim Cindric recently, I think it was at the beginning of this calendar year, Tim Cindric, he was the president of Team Penske, like all of Team Penske, from their endurance team to IndyCar to NASCAR included. He overlooked all of the operations at Team Penske. But as of the beginning of this calendar year, he had scaled back, and he was only focusing on IndyCar. I think he's been a strategist or whatever the crew chief is for IndyCar for a few years now. I think it said since 2016 or 17. So he's been focusing on IndyCar for a while, but now all of his focus had been on IndyCar. He wasn't looking at the NASCAR team anymore. He wasn't looking at the endurance team or whatever other ventures Team Penske had. He was fully focused on the IndyCar team. I hate to say it, but it looks like he lost focus because for the second time in just a couple of years, Team Penske has been involved in a massive scandal. It's really the word here. Scandal. Whether it's illegally using the push-to-pass system, whether it's having an illegal car, illegally modifying a part, and all of a sudden, the Indianapolis 500 has, I hate to say a stain on it, but everyone's been talking about it since Saturday when the news got announced that the 12 and the 2 cars were illegal, or Sunday morning, whenever it was, and that they wouldn't be able to participate in the Fast 12, and then they eventually got relegated to the back of the field. It's been the talk since then. No one else has been talking about anything else for the Indy 500. That has been the talk of the town. It's this big cloud. It's one of the biggest races in the world. It's something that everyone looks forward to. And now we have this, as I said, this stain on it, this giant cloud hovering over the Indianapolis 500 that Team Penske, one of the biggest teams in IndyCar, and of course, the same guy who owns this team, owns the series, is once again involved in a massive scandal, a massive, potential alleged cheating scandal. So it's a major deal. I can't emphasize that enough. And now they have made changes. Roger Penske furious, it appears. And Roger Penske, obviously, he's had a lot of success over his years. He's won tons of Indianapolis 500s, IndyCar championships, NASCAR championships. You name it, he's won everything. But for him to do this is like, wow, these are some guys he's trusted. These are some guys he has put faith in for decades. And over a week, he's lost the trust in them, and they're gone. Like, this is crazy, man. Now let's flip to the NASCAR side of things. Tim Cindric. You may look at that last name and say, Cindric, that sounds familiar. Oh, there's a NASCAR driver named Austin Cindric. I wonder if there's any relation. There is indeed relation. Austin Cindric is the son of Tim Cindric. And of course, there's the first question is, Austin Cindric, is his seat safe? I would say for now, yeah. But I think he's pretty good. He's won races in 3 of his 4 seasons at Team Penske. He's finished in the top 12 twice in his Team Penske tenure. He's going to be in the playoffs once again this season. If he was performing worse, like let's say he was 23rd in points, he hadn't won a race, and he's only got one top 10 on the season, then okay, maybe you start asking questions and saying, Tim Cindric's gone. That was kind of Austin's safety net. Like, he's going to get fired. But if you ask me personally, I think Austin Cindric is safe in terms of a NASCAR Cup Series seat. And at Team Penske, I think as of now he's good because, as I said, he's been winning races. He's won the Daytona 500. He's won at Gateway. He's won at Talladega. He's won races in the Cup Series. He's proven to be one of the best super speedway racers, specifically in the Cup Series in the next-gen era, leading laps at Atlanta, Talladega, Daytona, wherever. He has proven that he's one of the best in the super speedway racing. And remember, without that 50-point penalty he got at COTA, he could very well be in the top 10 in the points right now with his other Team Penske teammates. However, as of right now, I wouldn't say it's like a big deal. And I don't know the contract status of Austin Cindric. But let's say Josh Berry goes on a tear. Remember, Josh Berry's driving for the Wood Brothers. The Wood Brothers are a Team Penske affiliated team. We've seen Ryan Blaney, former Wood Brothers driver, get promoted to Team Penske, or a Penske driver goes to the 21. So remember, that's a Penske affiliated car. Let's say Josh Berry goes on a tear. He's already won a race this year at Las Vegas. Where is he in the points? He's 16th in the points, so he's further behind Austin Cindric. He's 3 spots worse. He has an extra DNF, but he does have one more top 5. They have the same amount of top 10s, but let's say Berry does really well the rest of this season. They've shown a lot of speed at a lot of different tracks, short tracks and intermediates. I think the intermediates was the biggest surprise for that 21 car with the win at Vegas, and then also, running really well at Kansas and Texas. But as I said, let's say Berry goes on a tear. Let's say he wins another race, maybe 2 more races this year. Let's say he makes a deep playoff run, like into the round of 8 or something, and Austin Cindric doesn't win again this season, gets eliminated early in the playoffs, and, kind of like last year, gets eliminated in, I think it was the round of 12. Well, then you might start asking questions, and that question will be, okay, Josh Berry's proven he's a really good Cup driver. He's won some races now. He's made a deep playoff run. Do you promote him to the Team Penske number 2? I don't know. As I said, this is a lot of ifs because you have to wonder if Josh Berry does that, and there's a solid chance he doesn't do all that. But I would say as of right now, in my opinion, I think Austin Cindric's good. He's won races. He's doing solid. He's up in the top 15 in points. He would be higher if he didn't make that mistake at Coda. I would say this year so far has been his best season at Team Penske. He's only going to get better, I feel like, as his career goes on. I mean, heck, he's on pace to tie his career high in top 10s. He's only 31 laps away from leading the most laps in a season in his Cup Series career. I mean, seriously, I think Austin Cindric is fine for now. But with Tim Cindric being fired, it brings up the question, what happens with Austin Cindric? And if you want my opinion, I think Austin Cindric's good. He's won a race this year already. He's won multiple races in his Team Penske tenure. But now, if you wanted to compare his stats with his teammates, both of his teammates have won championships. Both of his teammates go out and win multiple races a year. But at the same time, you got 2 Cup Series champions, 2 future Hall of Famers. It's difficult to compare. And also, you got to remember, Austin is an Xfinity Series champion. So with all the questions being risen up and, this whole IndyCar scandal, and Tim Cindric and some other big heads in the IndyCar team getting chopped off, the question was asked, and so I thought I would give you my opinion on that question. But I think Austin Cindric's good. So yes, massive news in the IndyCar world. Didn't really think we'd be talking about this at any point, but wow. Roger Penske does not seem happy. So thanks for watching this video. We got the Indianapolis 500 this weekend. We got Team Penske also in the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend. That will be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. And don't forget Monaco Sunday morning. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you guys in the next one.